The following program contains language and situations of an adult nature. Some material may not be appropriate for young viewers.
Don't matter what he says, it's about what I say. That's the thing. Don't matter what the fuck he say. I'm about to catch a body in a 9-cloud storm.
Prestige, you got any words for your opponent?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, shit, we got this funeral arrangements ready. Hopefully my opponent didn't come to play, because I'm gonna definitely put on a show and put this nigga in the bag, man. That's what it is.
Ain't really much he could do with me anyway, but hopefully this should make him better for his next bout. We about to work.
It's all play until we holding your babe for ransom over some shit you wasn't supposed to say.
You knew you couldn't finish this fight. Why start it though?
You look like a loser, bro. It won't be domestic when I abuse this hoe.
What I say real, on his grave. Can you dig it?
Fuck it, I'm just rushing to the intro for the battery die. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, party people in the place to be. It's your boy Mazi. All right.
Got the gunshots.
I figured I'd jump in and actually do it today. Jump in and do the intro. So
you know, we could probably make a drop like that.
I'm sure we could. And then just not say nothing, just press the button and then let the intro fly, and I just stare into the camera. Just the eye part. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just use like different crazy eyes we can find on the internet.
Yeah, and throw like a little.
That's a good idea.
Like I find a little scrappy one.
I hear you.
Just a random one. That should be dope. So we got Sol in the cut as always. My guy Skrills to the left of me.
Skrills.
And to the right of me, we got seeing these guys live on stage at the Boogie Show.
Yes.
Westside Boogie, pardon me. Not only did they kill it, but I personally, just my opinion, I don them the official tag team champs of rap right now.
I'm cool with being outcasted, but I can never be outlasted. They ain't got the size for it, I'm a stout bastard. Every time I write a rhyme, I gotta keep in mind the industry is pulling for them niggas, we be out rapping.
Anything below that I'm not relating. Double up the music and the character calculation, cause all that bullshit that you be rapping is constipation. Let it go, let it show, we growing this population. Presidential style, ready for this inauguration. Mic check, still rocking with the best. Anybody sleeping on us, we can lay that shit to rest.
Right, so when you see the MC, show respect, cause everything we ever made is known to break niggas' necks.
No stress, you know that we always coming correct. No time to fail, putting niggas to the test.
Look.
I like that.
Yeah, they official tag team champs of rap right now in my eyes, man. We got MC Squared in the building.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
What's going on, fellas?
Just chilling, you know. Fresh off of Elden Ring, you know.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, I was reading, but I was playing Elden Ring for like 4 hours straight today. I was like, I'm gonna play for like an hour.
In there.
That hour turned to 2, then to 3.
That's what happens. Then you get hungry, you get the food, then you go back.
Right.
It's a cycle, man. It's a cycle.
So have y'all played Souls games before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He got me into them. I thought I was gonna hate it. It was probably like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Bloodborne.
Okay.
Bloodborne, and then
afterwards I was addicted.
Yeah.
I got all the Souls games.
Yeah.
So out of before Elden Ring, what was your favorite?
Before Elden Ring, definitely Assassin's Creed. Like that was like my.
Oh, I'm sorry. From the Souls.
From the Souls.
Family.
I like Bloodborne.
Okay, Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was 3, bro. Dark Souls 3 just did it for me.
Okay.
It was just dope. By that time, like they figured out the graphics, a lot of the glitches and stuff like that. Like what was that? That group company From Software.
Yeah,
like,
From Software.
Them dudes,
Oh, it was the remastered,
the
remastered version. Yeah.
That was amazing. Bloodborne was fire though. Like Bloodborne started all that off, and Bloodborne was like, yo, this is like a mature Zelda. Like I was playing games for a minute.
That's actually a really good comparison.
For real. And it's like I didn't even know.
And that's what Elden Ring is.
High school.
You could jump.
But you could jump on this one, right?
And jumping makes a difference. Like you would be crazy.
I mean, I'm talking about like back before. So I started playing games late. I didn't play games like until like maybe my junior year of high school. Before that, I used to laugh at dudes, but watch them because I still be interested. But I'm like, this shit nerdy as fuck. And next thing you know, my little cousin, I'm off of school. I got out of school early. I think I got in trouble, but waiting on my mom, she ain't, you know what I'm saying, there to cuss me out yet. And my cousin left his Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And it was Zelda in that joint.
It's a wrap.
Do you remember which one? Was it Ocarina of Time or Jordan?
And it was funny because, like, you know, he was from the hood, so it's like his character was named BG. You know what I'm saying? So I'm playing this joint. I was like, hey, he ain't never getting this back. That was a wrap, bro. I racked up money because I know back at the time you still call Nintendo Power for help tips.
Ooh, yeah, I remember Nintendo Power. Oh my god,
bro! But
like $3 a minute, bro.
Wow. So my mom, she hit me one day like, "Hey, what's this?" Like, why I got $50 on my joint? Because I'm over here like, oh, okay, cool. I'm listening.
You said left, right?
On the hotline. Right? Oh my god!
Okay. How many dragons are there?
Yeah. Right. 57?
I didn't care.
Jeez. Please hold.
Yo, Elden Ring is like that, yo. I got lost, so I had to stop playing.
Yeah, I definitely need to get on that, man. I feel, I don't want to say left out of the conversation because it seems like all of y'all are PlayStation guys. Correct?
Yeah. PlayStation.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck.
Why do you think I wanted him here? No, I'm playing.
Get out. Yeah, no, because I mean, I have an Xbox Series X. So like,
got you.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's cool console and all. That's great, but I know the PlayStation get all the dope exclusives, man.
Come on over it.
And it's crazy too.
The PlayStation.
You can have both, bro. It's okay to have both.
It is okay to have both, but I know once I get the PlayStation, that Xbox is just gonna collect. The Xbox is gonna collect dust, and all the homies are gonna be like, "Yo, where you been?"
Only thing I played Xbox for was Fable. Like back in the day.
Okay.
Like that was crazy because I like it. And again, like remember because I fell in love with Zelda, so somebody was like, oh, you might like Fable.
Ooh, okay.
And I never got to finish it. Never got, but you could choose whether you're gonna have like a good or like kind of like bad character.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, this is dope. Like you can choose. That was the first game I think that came out where you can kind of just choose
your path and who you.
Man, that shit was crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I need to go back.
I always liked Halo for Xbox.
Halo was dope.
Halo's dope.
Halo was dope with friends.
But that's all
the
they
story
got.
Was,
Halo's dope, but I was never good at it. Yeah, I just racked up. I racked up the most assists with the team because I never got kills. It was just like, hey, yo, good looking. I'm like, I'm dead.
All my white friends had it, so I was.
It's
cool. Okay,
it was just a lot going on every single time I came and the homies was playing it, and it's just lasers and explosions and crazy ass noises, and I was like, what is that?
Man, so let's get into it, man. I was recently did my back catalog. Once I saw y'all perform on stage, I went and downloaded the 3 projects that's out on DSPs, and I heard the most recent one. And I was actually playing it on the way here.
Space tape.
Space tape. Yes, the space tape. Yeah. Dog. Telescope.
Yeah, man.
It's a vibe, man. That's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites, and I think it is. It's the sound. So like one of my favorite rappers is Skyzoo.
Skyzoo, absolutely.
Okay. So you know what I mean. So when I hear y'all, it's definitely reminiscent of him.
Absolutely.
No, oh, what? No, I mean I don't want to get into that. Skyzoo should have been.
But I don't say I want flowers. That shit go hard, bro. Bodega flowers.
Yeah, man. Skyzoo is crazy.
Telescope. I mean, it's crazy because it borrows a lot from those dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? We look up to Skyzoo. We look up to. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's funny you said Skyzoo because it's like, what is it? Earlier in the year, I got into like this random online rap battle for $500. Random. Wasn't planning on it. Didn't know. And like the dudes that I was going against had been in there apparently for like waiting for a few days.
Okay.
To get into this. Made it to the semifinals. I hit this dude like, hey, I think I'm about to win $500 off rap. And then like some stupid shit happened. And like, I think I ain't even I think I literally just like.
You stumbled.
I stumbled. But I came back like a battle ball. You know what I'm saying? You stumble, you come back, you bring it back, you finish.
For sure, for sure.
And they was like, nah. Like, and the other dude that won, he was kicking like, you know, these little goofy ass freestyles. Whatever, he cool.
Yeah.
But that shit was like crazy because I was actually kind of hot for a minute. And I'm like, yo.
Did you use your telescope?
I was like, nah. It's like, Sky Zoo lost the battle. How did he recoup? And I was literally wanting to DM this dude. And I was like, yo, how you recoup from that? Because we don't hear from that other dude that you lost that battle from.
Right.
Yep.
But your albums is crazy. I'm not saying other dude ain't doing good. I'm just saying I don't even remember other dude. Wasn't it Jen?
Classic freestyle.
106. That dude. He merged Sky Zoo on that. Sky Zoo took an L. But like when you look at these subsequent albums, it don't sound like Sky Zoo took an L.
Right.
At all.
At all.
Even a little bit. And then you find out he writing for people.
Right.
Doing all this stuff. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I wrote that message, deleted that motherfucker, and was like, Gucci. I'm like, we good.
Yeah.
And yo, so speaking of Sky Zoo, yo, I had to get that salute to Sky Zoo, man. That dude.
For sure, man. Big shout to Sky.
We look up to that dude.
Sky Zoo.
Yeah, Telescope, it borrowed from all of that stuff, yo.
That's hard. Because, I mean, listening to y'all sound is definitely, I mean, is it a jazz influence type sound in there?
Most definitely. Especially for my mom's side.
Okay.
My grandfather, he's a well-known jazz guitarist in New Orleans.
Okay.
His name's Warren Baptiste.
Okay.
Right. So growing up, that's all I heard was a lot of his jazz and a lot of jazz that was big in New Orleans at that time. You know, so jazz it kind of incorporated how I kind of find pockets into rhyme to, right?
Yeah.
And that's mostly because my mother, you know, she was playing all that stuff, so definitely jazz. Right. And then Telescopes itself, it came that was like pre us developing Space Tape, right?
Gotcha.
Because that was us like coming right off of Soul Physics, and he came with the idea of doing the Space Tape. So that was one of the early songs. And
we just made that just because the beat was dope.
Yeah, and
Nigel was in the studio.
The first thought I had in my head, I was like, "Oh man, it feels good to be back."
Right at Soul Physics, yeah, you did come out.
Yeah, so I was like, "We ready for the next project? We don't stop." So
yeah. So I want to know how y'all linked up, man.
For sure,
man. That's like, what's 10 years ago?
Okay.
Officially. It's crazy. Wow. We've been MC Squared 10 years.
Wow.
You gonna hit the
So we've been knowing each other for what, 12?
Okay.
Now?
Yeah.
And we've been MC Squared for 10.
Okay.
And we was both in previous military, Air Force.
Okay.
Okay.
And
met in DC.
Yeah, man. Andrews Air Force Base. Man.
And we were I was in a group of, at the time it was 4 other dudes, right? LSR, right?
Wu-Tang, basically.
Yeah, basically. So I was there for a little bit. I just got back with them. You know, I wasn't rhyming for like a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
So it was good to just get back into writing songs. So
facts.
Couple months later, I met him because I was writing a song with one of the dudes, and brought him in because we needed somebody to sing, right?
Yeah.
And I found this beat. We both had our verses, so I went. He said he had somebody named Iverson. That was his last name, and I was like, "Cool, get him in here, lay his chorus down. I'll be back." Right? I come back, I meet him, right? And so I listened to the song, or whatever, and he's on the hook and he's singing whatever. He don't sing no more. He does now though, because he do now. But yeah. So I was looking at my other homeboy. He was like, "Wait, there's more," and he started rapping. And I was listening to it. And I was like, "Wow!" Like, and my first
like
thought,
hit the button, wow.
Yes, there it is. That's a good wow. That's a good wow. My first thought, I was like, "Man, he sounds just like Talib Kweli."
It was a verse,
and I've gotten so many like.
I had that verse written like that verse was probably about half a year old.
Damn,
sheesh.
And like growing up, like the way I would write, like Mos Def is like one of my like Mount Rushmores, right? Facts. So a lot of people would compare me to him, and I heard that, and I was like, damn, Black Star. And so from that point on, we he became in the group with LSR, right?
Okay.
And
Lyrical Syndicate Recording.
Yeah, and we would all do songs together, you know.
That name is crazy,
that is
right? That's hard.
But it was dope though, cause we had cat from Alabama, we had cat from Detroit, we had cat from Virginia, we had cat from Cali, we had a cat from like literally, you know what I'm saying? North Carolina, Raleigh. I grew up in Wichita and then by way of Chicago, so it was just like so many influences from that, yo. And like none of the music was whack, like at all. Not even like we can go back now and listen to some of the homie stuff, and they was doing like more industry type stuff, you know what I'm saying? In like mid 2000s.
Because for the time, like,
yeah,
we was still making bangers back then.
Yeah.
But if you listen to our ear now, we're like, that shit is whack.
But no, I mean, not to cut you off, I kind of wanted to get this out there, but I think that's kind of the beautiful thing about, you know, being in the service in a sense, because you get to meet everybody from all parts of the country. Like, I know me, I mean, I never rapped or nothing like that, but I'll go hoop on bass when I had the chance. So you get to see so many styles of people playing ball, you know, playing against cats from Chicago, New York. Keeps you on your toes.
So yeah, that was like, we would try different combinations. Like, I want you on this song, I want you on this song. And, you know, we would just crank out music all the time. But when it came with me, when it came with me and him,
they got mad. We was always we come to the studio with 4 songs ready every time.
Because like I said, like I was excited to get back into writing. Like, I would just crank out songs all the time. And then when he came around doing the same thing, I'm like, yo, like, and so me and him would just do a lot of songs together. And like, I guess one time, what was it, Nelson?
Yeah.
Your roommate?
So after we had a little bump with a record label. You're not gonna say who it was. It was just the shitty A&R.
Okay.
And the whole team split. And like afterwards, my roommate was like, "Hey, yo, like it's 2 MCs. Y'all are these songs. Like y'all might as well do MC square. Ha 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 ha." It was funny.
Yeah.
With me, I'm a nerd, bro. In high school, I, for no reason, skipping class, I read The Theory of Relativity. I don't even know why they had this in our high school curriculum. I don't even know. But I'm over here just skimming it. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't understand like 80%. The 20 I did, I was like, okay, bet. I got you.
Right.
And so next thing you know, 10 years later, and I'm waking this dude up in the middle of the night.
2 in the morning.
Like, you don't even know what MC squared mean, though, but this shit, like, can go hard.
Yeah.
Like, just on the outskirt, you know, on the outside, obviously, what is it?
E is equal MC square. Very small amount of mass may be converted into a very large amount of energy.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, okay, cool. It's an equation for energy. Where we get our energy from? Obviously, this music. And it's just like this music, everything that we put into it, yo, and everything that we get to put into it, all the experiences.
Yeah.
It just builds character.
Exactly.
At all times. At all times. It's like, man, every one of the musicians we ever named that we like, that we listen to, it's like, yo, it's usually somebody with like so much character. If they walk into any room, everybody is going to probably just shut the fuck down.
For sure.
And just pay attention to what's going on. And it's just like, I always want to be on that level. So he mentioned the Talib Kweli, his favorite rapper, Phonte.
Phonte, yeah.
My favorite rapper, Common. If it wasn't for Common, it would definitely be Talib.
Yeah.
I studied a lot of Talib for years, but yeah, yo.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yo. It was MC Square. So I called him, I was like, yo, this is actually dope. But there was like, you know, there's a whole philosophy behind it. And the short end of it is that we don't want Kool-Aid relationships, right? So chemistry is man-made. We've all heard of chemistry. We've all heard of like, hey, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Me and this person had chemistry. I just met him, or it was good chemistry at this new job or whatever.
Right.
That's cool. Like, I don't want to live my life with chemistry. It's physics. And that's the beauty of Einstein, bro. He was a theoretical physicist.
Yep.
So everything that he knew, he also knew that he didn't know shit. And he played off of that, which is what made him so smart. Imagination is greater than intelligence. And so he never capped himself. He let himself, you know what I'm saying, really imagine, which probably is what gave him all of these amazing realizations. But yo, with like physics, bro, it's like, it's natural. It's like you ever meet somebody and you feel like, yo, I feel like I met you. I feel like I've been knowing you for like 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
I only know you for 10 minutes. What's that? That's the
and that's how this
sure.
works. Like, it's all physics. Like, it was
Same way in that
Destined
rap
to be.
group that we was in, it was like everybody else was nice, but it was just something there that was like, yo, we can keep we can crank out songs
for sure,
like it's nothing. And so it just felt natural. It's like, all right, work on that. And then everybody that comes around us, you know what I'm saying, the vocalists, pretty much every vocalist on those albums, it just naturally, you know what I'm saying, it's really rarely any like reaching out. You know what I'm saying? We have reached out to a few, but for the most part, it's just been like, oh, yo, it's automatic.
Always on the same page. Yeah.
So that's really the whole philosophy behind the name and the brand of MC Square.
Gotcha.
We've only recently created the overall brand, the umbrella brand, Elevated Media. And that essentially is the same thing. It's just letting people know that there's a better version of you every single day at all times. Really not even every day, because a day is a human concept, right?
Yeah.
It's always right now.
Yeah.
So at any point, you can be a better version of where you were 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And elevate your character.
Exactly.
Which is what the music comes from in general, you know what I'm saying? So music times character. We never stray away from who we are as people, you know.
Yeah. Good and the bad, bro.
You know.
We work on it. Man, that's the dopest thing about being a duo too. Cause it's like I always used to think like, man, like we can't we gotta compete with these cats in New York. We ain't in New York. We gotta compete with cats in LA. We ain't in LA. But it's like with all the music we listen to and what we write, it's like iron sharpens iron. It's like, yo, he's competitive.
Exactly.
And when I really realized, I didn't really realize it until Space Tape. I was like, oh, he's competitive.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I got a story for that.
Yeah.
I got a story for that.
He made me rewrite
and it's a
for the
real
first
good,
time.
It's
in
a
a
real
long
good story
time.
that highlights our relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So after Space Tape dropped, we had a little listening party. And we had, you know, some of the homies come through. Our homie Dez was there. After we listened to Space Tape, everybody was talking about it, and he was speaking, right? And he said, yo, I don't mean to be rude, but Q, Smeeze barred you the fuck up in Space Tape. And I was smiling, but in my head I'm like, shit, because that's probably like the first time somebody's ever said something like that, that, you know, one is better than the other in front of a group of people. So in my head, I'm like, oh shit, like how's he gonna react to that, you know?
Yeah.
But him being who he is and, you know, like so down to earth, he said he gave the perfect response. He said he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
Cause it's like I get an opportunity. I'm like, I ain't gotta keep up with Castle. I just gotta keep up with Smeeze.
yeah, man,
Yeah, for sure.
and vice versa. Like that's how I come up with my best shit. Like just like what would he think is hot?
Okay.
Yeah, cause it's
And
like,
even though he sends
we
voice
music
clips,
heads, you know,
yeah, we send voice clips, and you know we'll be like, yeah, that's dope. But like really, I'm like, God damn, like
yeah. Like how am I beat?
But
that?
it's just I
2
say
days
that
later, you like, man, fuck this.
Yeah. But that just goes to show what he was talking about earlier, the whole physics thing, like and steel sharpens steel. Like
yes,
man.
It's not a competition. It's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
And how'd y'all make it here to Texas?
Yeah.
Military. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was out.
This was the last place that they sent me, and I just got out. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I decided to stay, go to school, and everything. And then he got out. He was in Cali, and then he just moved over here, and we just
left. No, I'm just playing. It's Cali weather, bro. I was trying to get this man to come to Cali for days, but now, like, you know what I'm saying? He had a little one, and it was just like I'm coming out military. I ain't had no wife, no little ones, and whatever. So he's just like, hey, well, you know, Austin, Houston, right there. We can still get into this music joint. It's like, all right, bet. So pull up. Slept on his floor for 6 months.
Okay.
niggas don't know it. We had to struggle, boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and actually, that was the first time we had been in the same place, like for a while, because being in the military, like, I had went to England.
Yeah.
So and he was still in DC. So for like 2 of our mixtapes, we did those in 2 separate countries.
Wow.
The third one I wrote in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one, because I was also deployed in UAE. So I was
and by the time
there,
I came here, we did Graduates of Soul.
So by the time I got back, we were ready. Mm-hmm. Like there was a trip I took when I was in Cali for the last mixtape. I flew out here We recorded the mixtape out. It used to be Firewave Studios. This cat named Dave Kasai.
Okay.
Incredible producer, engineer, spaz. But you know he good people.
That's fam, man.
That was like the one was just like, yo, yeah, we ready for an album. Yeah, like, no more mixtapes. Like,
and that's what bred Native Sons.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we had like what 4 mixtapes? 5 technically.
Well, 4. Soul 101, Soul Resonance, Graduates of Soul, and Look a Little Closer.
And then that bonus mixtape.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yeah. And then the last mixtape we dropped, that's like 32 tracks. Like, just up there.
Just here.
On Bandcamp. for the
go.
free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we had to release it. We was just like, all right, cool. We not going to do nothing with these songs. So we just got to let them go and move forward.
So speaking of Bandcamp, how do you feel about Bandcamp versus, you know, the general DSPs, you know, like the Apples and all that stuff? Because I know people that swear up and down by Bandcamp, which, you know, I put out a project I put out 2 projects on Bandcamp as well. And I've always said Bandcamp is dope for the people that have that are like dedicated fans. You know what I'm saying? That really support what you got going on. And you could basically just bypass all the, you know, cool stuff. But of course, you know, the mass general people, general public, if you will, have the, you know, normal DSPs, and they're not really familiar. Yeah, the Spotify's, the Apples, and all that. So, how do you feel about Bandcamp? Because I'm a big
Bandcamp.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Bandcamp personally.
Yeah, I wish people use Bandcamp more because
way more.
And also as artists, we get more money that way.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
It's just so weird. And then you I started reading about like them having bots and stuff, and I'm like to play their songs over and over, and I'm like, yeah, there's something else I got to worry about, like how to get these plays. But you know, it's now people can tell, like if you got this many plays on Spotify, but if you go to, you know, like Pandora and you got like 200, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Compared to the Spotify million, like you like okay, followers. You know what I'm saying? So
20,000.
I would much rather people go to Bandcamp because it's more personable that way.
For sure.
You know, and you know, we have a Bandcamp, so
it's really dope. You can even like send direct messages to customers on Bandcamp.
Merch,
like,
all that. So
wow. We used to use Bandcamp was our very first website, if I'm not mistaken, before we actually got our own hosted website. But we still use Bandcamp. We still, I mean, somebody just bought it out.
Yeah. People are still buying.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to the people that's using Bandcamp, man.
Too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like literally like
Soul Physics.
yesterday.
Don't you know Space Tape is out?
Shout out to the real ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful feeling. Like the other day, I got an email about someone purchasing my beat tape, and I'm like, oh, that's fire! Like, okay, shout out to the people that's on Bandcamp. Yeah, for sure. All the creators that's out there and all the fans that definitely support their favorite artists on there, for sure, for sure.
The next thing I want to talk about is what your opinion is on the hip hop in San Antonio currently right now.
Hip hop in San Antonio.
In regards to what?
To, you know, like what the music you guys do, which is definitely the lane that I fuck with when it comes to rap.
Absolutely.
And hip hop. And dope rap, dope hip hop versus like popularity or like the trap stuff and like, you know, what people are leaning towards versus
we got some shit in the trap.
Yeah, that's what I was.
We got some shit in the trap. Like, we not, you know.
Pre-Soul Physics, we were kind of against the whole, we don't want to do trap. We don't have to do trap. You know, we nice on this boom bap shit.
Right.
But there comes a point where you just got to be like, all right, okay.
You got to show and prove at one point where it's like, you know, if I wanted to, I could spaz out on this shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what.
And we already did for fun.
Right.
Back 2 was for fun.
I love trap. I'm never going to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I love trap. It's crazy. It's a love-hate relationship.
For sure.
I love trap music. I cannot stand trap rap.
That makes sense.
In some way. Some of them is cool. Some of them is, you know what I'm saying, the GOATs is the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz, I would do a feature with 2 Chainz.
Absolutely. Because he could rap for real.
I'm saying, like, it's so I love trap, but I love the originators. I love like Gucci. I love like, you know what I'm saying?
The ones who say something.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? 21. Like, that's my dude. It's like they got the, you know, the crazy songs that nobody can really relate to. That's their generation.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, and that's why I got so much respect for Cole. Because Cole is like, yo, this is music.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you listen to Lil Baby and can't nobody tell me Lil Baby can't rap, bro.
That's true.
I will fight a person
true.
over that. Like, yo, I can't wait to be on a feature with Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this nigga about to go crazy. I'm too competitive.
Right.
And he's like, yo, like, we're done saving hip hop. And I'm like, cool.
It don't need to be
I like that. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's dope.
Let's take the gloves off. Let's show them we could do this. And so, to answer your question, it's in a great place and a great hub to become even greater. You know, a lot of people don't recognize San Antonio as one of those music hubs. You know,
for hip hop,
for sure.
Specifically for hip hop.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some gods out here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Mad One, when I got a chance to meet him, I was just like looking at all the stuff he did, even flying out to LA and everything.
And Spy, he was one of those people we met as well.
Yeah.
Early, like-minded, early.
Supreme Innovation.
Yeah, man. Like early on, like, oh man, these dudes are really it's San Antonio has its own sound in hip hop.
Yes.
Like 100%. And which is really dope, cause it's like it was like, it doesn't need to sound like LA. It doesn't need to sound like Philly. It don't need to sound like New York, Houston. It don't need to sound like Houston. But I mean, Houston, Dallas, you know what I'm saying? The influences
For
already
sure.
gonna be there, absolutely. But like what them guys, it's a producer, JM, John Michael, he cranking out beats for Southside Hoodlum. Them beats,
knock.
Oh my God. And it's like, I think a lot of, man, speaking of, I think a lot of producers who produce trap like that is scared. They're like, oh, man, y'all niggas lyrical. Y'all don't be like, bruh, try me. So it's like.
So now we're in a space where a trap beat is easy and we can still say the same exact stuff we've been saying on boom bap beats.
Yeah.
The sound here is dope.
Yeah.
It's definitely dope. And you can, you know what I'm saying? They got lyrical artists out here, and then it's artists that just like want to make party music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can respect that so long as
we want to do all that. We might fuck around, come out with a country album.
A little elevated twang.
I mean, I think it's cool though, because I mean, I know for the longest, I think it took a while for San Antonio to have its own sound. I think for a minute we was kind of in a space where it was almost we were fighting for our identity.
Yeah,
makes sense.
At one point, you know what I mean? Because when Houston was blowing up, there was still San Antonio that was trying to ride that wave, because Eyes Were on Texas were on that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? All eyes were, okay, so it went to Houston, of course, with, you know, Mike and Chameleon there and all that shit popped off. Then went up to Dallas, and that's when the boys from DSR, you know, with Tum Tum and all them, they got their shine. So it was like, all right, cool. We up next. You would think. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we do? Do we still find our own sound, or do we follow the trends and keep up with that sound in order for the industry to be like, oh, okay, well, they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
By all means, scoop them up. And I think for the longest we were fighting that battle, but now I can honestly say I think we have our own sound. And it's also been said, I don't know if Sol and Skrills, I don't know if y'all agree too, that we are the city known for the lyricists.
Yeah. Because it's so it's so subject matter heavy.
Yeah.
And probably like 80% of the songs that I hear from artists out here, it's usually subject matter heavy.
Yeah.
Or like super wavy in some point. You know what I'm saying? It's very few that can kind of hit that medium, that happy medium to where we like, oh yeah, y'all on something. Like, that's fire.
That catches our attention.
But very, very, very subject matter heavy. One of the people that hit that happy medium, Creed 23.
Oh yeah.
She's always impressed me, y'all.
Yep.
She's
super
impressed
dope.
me, yo.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, yo, for me, when people say, what is San Antonio rap? To me, because that's what I was introduced to, I was like, that's San Antonio rap.
Yeah.
That's
like,
true. I agree 100% with that.
Me too. I agree.
Yes. You know, this used to be her old spot, actually.
That's her tattoo spot?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Give me a gunshot.
Yeah, man. But yeah, she's fucking dope, man. You saying that, I see that now. Now that you said it, it's like, you're right. That's so true.
It's the first thing that
like,
pops
who doesn't know? Everybody know her. Everybody,
right.
Every side. Like, I don't think it's a spot where she can go and not get that respect for like,
true.
For real.
For what she did.
We wanted it on an album at one point, but I think we just got busy. You know what I'm saying? And we started coming up with the concepts, and we're just like, okay, hold on, let's mold this first.
I think she just started tattooing around that time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's another person who you talk about her own unique style.
100%.
Where it's just like, yeah, you hear Creed 23, you know it's her,
and it's dope too.
It's
though.
dope.
It's not like you know, like I'm trying something new. And you know, you're still fleshing it out. Nah, she's
right now. Her
killing
shit,
it.
she's super she's super wavy, man. And she's super dope. I remember seeing her in person rap for the first time, and I was blown away. I was like,
the same producer as Mad One, Ruler Y.
Ruler Y, shout out to Ruler Y.
He's dope, man. Good people.
Yeah, for sure.
I met Ruler Y drunk as hell for the first first time I ever met him. I was like, hey yo, I heard your beats was dope. He was like, all right, fucking send me a message.
Same shit we do though. All right, send me a message.
That's just dope.
That boy was drunk as a
Yeah,
skunk.
he definitely a big producer. Y'all would be dope on.
Ruler Y.
Ruler fuck shit up, man.
Yeah,
he's dope. Like,
yeah.
Y'all got a list of producers, maybe from here or even
no
that y'all want to work with?
I wish we had a producer here. I wish we had a producer here that we could just, because we've still yet to sit down in a room with a producer and he's like, all right, yo, let's do this. Let's try this. Okay, let's try this. Ooh, that sound dope. I think I may have done it like kind of one time with the homie Dez. And it was like we were mostly like shooting the shit. Yeah. So, we haven't done that. And I've always been, you know, kind of curious about like, I wonder how
bro,
that is.
I know a few producers, including Mazi.
Facts.
But yes, I think there's some dope people I know that you should know and work with. Y'all haven't done anything with Mad One?
Nah, that's
bro,
just the homie.
I'm gonna make that happen too.
That was
dude.
That's the homie.
Please,
We driving this ego joint. It'd be perfect ego.
Yeah,
for real.
That's a bar mitzvah in the making. Straight up.
Yeah, him and Kaiser just dropped an album. It's pretty dope.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
So we've had like a series of producers. We probably got like 3 main producers that we rock with, and 2 of them in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow. And it's just been that way for probably like 2-3 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The first one is high tech.
Yeah.
Technology
from,
Netherlands.
Okay.
He was the one who produced all of Native Sons.
Oh, okay, nice.
And then Michael Max, he's
all of Venus.
Amsterdam?
Nah, he's in Wales.
He did all of Venus.
All of Venus.
Yeah, so
all of Venus. That dude. And he produced some new joints. Yeah, the new.
Oh my god. Anyway, the weather outside is nice.
That boy,
man,
I don't want to say
he has
some too many times, but that's it.
Yeah.
Shout out
Michael
to
Max
homies.
just produced one of the songs that's going on our new album.
Okay.
Mars.
Bandcamp.
That's all I'm gonna say.
On Bandcamp,
you know,
Yeah,
and it
just
was
go to-
like we couldn't. It was so hard to find producers that made. When we start rapping, it was hard to find producers that made the sound we made, and so we had no choice, especially being in the military, to just YouTube, and it got to a point where it's like I know when like a certain producer drop a joint 5 minutes after it's released on the tube.
Yeah.
Because it's like them notifications been there for years, and it's like certain repertoire. So it's like maybe a few producers we work from there as well, and you just build relationships over that beauty of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because we started rapping as the internet started progressing for music. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about we became MC Square post MySpace, and like you know what I'm saying? Maybe mid, you know what I'm saying, them first 10 years of Facebook, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was early.
Yeah.
I mean, when Facebook had the little music player at the time, it probably still, but nobody used it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we just been adapting, and then shortly after, Instagram was like the place to be.
Right.
I mean, for a while, SoundCloud, but we had never really used SoundCloud.
Yeah, it was always Bandcamp.
Yeah.
So we just finally started tapping into it.
Wow, that's wild. It's MySpace. Oh, that was a time. MySpace was so fun.
Coding your life away, just
bruh.
I want a black background, and some sparkles.
Like, who would have thought
DMX to play?
Motherfuckers are fucking gay.
I mean,
Facts. Yo, like, who would have thought like people like legit think that we were turning decoders for like
crazy, right?
For the first couple of years, man, and then not knowing
right
that you could get into the lane of IT because you knew how to code.
I
and
forgot
it was
all that shit,
bro.
man.
What? All that shit went out the window.
Cold with it.
Crazy.
All that shit went out the window, and then the SoundCloud era. I remember when SoundCloud first, became a thing.
Yeah.
I was uploading beats on there like crazy, and caught a little wave for a second.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I couldn't keep up with it anymore because
understand.
everybody kind of just jumped on, and it was just like, yeah, y'all got it, y'all got it. It's just crazy.
Ready? Yes, sir. Yo, what's up? This is MC Squared.
Shout out to Soul Cinematic.
I'm barefoot and full of life, but shit, I be leaking word to the words I'm speaking. It's LQ, I've been meaning to tell you, we putting on for Soul Cinematic.
Vital information, verbal anticipation, penetrating these haters with words of termination.
Oh man, shout out to the Cypher project.
for real.
Let's talk about that real quick. So
what about it?
Listen,
so shout out to the Free Verse, man. He's the reason
Yeah,
that
man.
I reached out to y'all.
Free Verse, yeah.
Because I was like, yo, who? I mean, he's tapped in. So
We ever go on tour,
I was
that's
like,
our DJ.
I was like, who do you think would be dope on this? And he just MC Squared. And I was like, all right, let me go check him out. I was like, yo, who the fuck are these guys? How do I not know who they are? You know what I'm saying? So
It happens like that all the time. I don't know why.
yeah, it was just crazy. And then Ant Fish was like, shouted y'all out when I talked. I was like, yo, I want to get these dudes. He said, yeah, get them. They're dope. And then
I know Question mentioned them too. He was
Question loves y'all. Yeah, he
Question's
fucks
a
with
big
y'all
fan
hard.
of y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate
Question.
Question.
We still haven't met Question in person yet.
Yeah.
So we didn't met Daniel Leon.
Okay.
Yeah. One of his art. He came to the studio, and like we literally wrote a song that night.
Yeah.
Called Carousels. Joint is crazy.
It's gonna be on Mars too.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. So we were just doing it. We were just in Houston with MVP Vibes doing a live stream, and Daniel closed the show.
Oh, that's right. Y'all did that together. Okay.
And he was out there, man. He was kicking it again. Like, yo, this shit about to be.
He's such a cool, chill dude.
Such a chill dude, man.
Absolutely.
Real good people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan Leon.
I hope that pregame show went well. We didn't get a chance to see it. I didn't get to see the fight, but
man, so we went out there.
We showed up.
We showed up, and
there was no pregame.
There was no pregame because of the weather.
The weather.
I got you. We kind of saw the tail end of it. I mean, it came together quick, bro.
Quick, man.
And it was a dope event. Y'all should definitely hit it up next May 21st.
May 21st is the next one.
I'm not missing them.
May
tickets.
21st?
These
May
tickets
21st
kind
is
of caught
the
me last minute. I was like, oh, I got shit to do.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely not missing.
May
that. I keep
21st
seeing the highlights too.
is the next one, and they announced that Paul Wall's pulling up.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
I've
so
always wanted to meet Paul.
Yeah,
for another one of them rappers. I just want to be in Houston and just go to like grab a fish sandwich somewhere.
He's
and be
actually
like, hey,
really
yo,
cool too. If you ever
that's
meet
Paul
him,
Wall.
he's really humble. Like,
I bet.
Really
Like,
cool, dude.
yeah.
Like he'll take the time just to talk to you. Like no one else exists.
I would ask Paul Wall to be on a song. I like high key. I would just be like, yo, let's get on a song.
Wow, baby.
yo,
just got done talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right. They were just talking.
And sleep on the fact
that project is
Static
dope.
and Paul Wall made probably the best slept on album in the history of
And you wouldn't think Paul Wall could rap on something like that. He
right.
8.
I did.
Man.
Paul Wall been one of Paul Wall is
that
my
dude is
favorite
nice.
rapper from Swisher House. And always has been.
Really?
And always has been. As my favorite rapper from Swisher House. And it's like Paul Wall is that dude. Like nobody was touching Paul Wall's pen. What?
At the time,
Chameleonaire?
Chameleonaire was like the only one that was keeping.
I mean, but you got some diehard Chameleonaire fans.
You know, Chameleonaire was just pattern.
So I try to let you go, turn on my blanket light, and then I swing it slow.
That's just cadence. Chameleonaire killed that shit. Chameleonaire can't. I mean, I ain't gonna say can't do anything, but that's just pretty much what he gave us.
Right.
Mike Jones said his name 50 billion times.
I'm Mike Jones. Mike Jones.
I'm rolling.
Slim Thug I like Slim. I like Slim to this day.
So what I say about Slim Thug, and correct me if I'm wrong, especially Skrills, what I'm about to say, you being a Spurs fan and all that. I've always said Slim Thug's flow was like a fundamental like Tim Duncan's.
Yeah.
ooh,
yeah.
It was a basic game and basic flow, but it was effective.
Exactly.
And he killed every single time.
Pulling tricks, looking slick at all times when I'm flipping, bar sipping, car dipping, Grant Wood grain gripping.
Especially the songs with Pharrell.
Yeah,
on his beat. Oh my god!
I've always said that about
Still,
Slim.
Already platinum.
Slim Thug knows his voice.
Yes, he knows his voice as an instrument.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Slim Thug didn't do anything different. I mean, and I'm saying Q-Tip got bars, but Q-Tip also was effective with voice.
Yes,
that's true.
And it's like, yo, when you grab that, like Luda had bars, but still voice.
His
it was
voice,
just like, yo,
to where you know he's on the record, his presence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like with Slim, you just Slim Thug, like he come on there and he kills it every single time. And so even then, before Already Platinum, the mixtape Boss Basics, the Gangsta Grills that he dropped, I thought that shit was dog. That was like the soundtrack. That did not leave my CD deck for like at least 2 months, bro.
Thug is cold.
At least 2 months.
Yeah, bro. He'll still put out a project and I'll still check it out.
Yeah,
I fuck with him so hard.
I mean, Paul too as well. But like with
Paul.
Slim, it's like I gotta check this off GP.
True.
Straight up and down.
Them two, I'm checking the album. Everybody else, I'm gonna be like,
Scarface 2.
I get to it.
Soccer Project. It's cool. No, season 2 is definitely elevated from season 1.
I'm looking forward to it because Soul had the pleasure of showing us and letting us hear y'all's verse.
Oh man,
bruh.
Ooh.
That's when I was like, okay, wait, they're gonna be at the West Side Boogie show. I'm pulling up.
That's true.
I'm pulling up, and I gotta check these cats out.
Oh man, how was that show for you as like
a viewer?
So honestly, so like Heike and shout out to AA
Double AG,
GNT, man.
Yeah,
like, they put a song for that. They put us and C Will onto that roster. That was dope, yo. Fire.
I mean, personally, I think y'all are one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, if
like, I only ask because that's the biggest audience we've ever had thus far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
really?
actually, no, scratch that because we just beat that for the Lions Den at Hotel Discotheque. I think it was just like maybe between 25 or 50 more heads than it was.
But if we talking like hip hop venues,
right?
That was our biggest. Like,
that was like, crowd. Oh man,
yeah. Because listen, I'll tell y'all straight up, and I'll look y'all in y'all's faces. Y'all set the bar, and the other artists were in trouble.
Yes,
I'm gonna just be real.
That's what we heard.
I'm gonna be real. Y'all set the bar. I was like, oh, it's over.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, we about to get in the dope show.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, all right. I was like, damn, they set the tone. Shit gonna be fire for the rest of the night.
Yo,
I was like,
and then that's when Mazi became a fan and was like, yo, we gotta get him on.
Yeah, and that's when after I adapt y'all up and told y'all, yo, y'all killed that shit. Y'all set the bar and all that. And I was talking to these three, and I'm like, yeah, get them on the show. I want to talk to these guys.
Nobody expects it. It's just like, I don't know. It's so weird to me. It's a weird ass concept. As soon as we got on that stage, right, and that sound system jumping.
Yeah, that shit was knocking. Shout out to Paper Tiger, man. That shit's crazy.
And like, I had to park, so I'm already late. I'm probably like 5 minutes behind.
Yeah,
I put the whole show behind. I ain't gonna hold
it wasn't that long though. I mean,
and so as soon as I got into the damn gate, like the lady is putting my wristband on as the other lady's giving me my mic, and she's like, yo, you gotta go. My manager like, yo, Maria, she's like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta get up there now. Like, damn. So we literally had like maybe like 2 minutes.
Oh wow.
Sheesh.
Between me walking in Paper Tiger to getting on stage and just going.
Yeah.
Shout out to AR. Like, she had the music ready and shit was fire.
Shout out to AR,
one of the
man.
best DJs in the city.
For sure.
Hands down.
Shout out to AR.
Yeah, we still trying to get her on the
and
show.
we just got locked in those 2 minutes. And,
man.
And we rocked it.
Y'all made it happen.
We showed up to work like we always do.
Oh, fuck that. Y'all y'all bodied this shit.
It's crazy.
Man.
And we did a little test, right? So it's a little test we do. And we'll throw we'll throw bars out there. We'll like, okay, who actually listens to music? Like, who the fuck gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just here to do some Travis Scott. That's cool.
Motherfuckers, I don't know.
we got something for that coming up too. We got something for that too. You know what I'm saying?
And there was an acapella that we did.
Yo,
and we just dropped.
And Cats was like,
man, and they just ate it up, and we're like, yeah, we home. So of course we come in like we're hip hop. So that's always gonna be in our performances. And it's funny. After the shows, we have a couple people come up to us and they're like, that thing that y'all did was dope, and I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't practice that. That just happens.
Yeah.
Physics.
Yeah, I like that.
But we learned that from the grades.
Yeah.
We watch Most Def, Talib Kweli. In the Black Star, we studied Little Brother. We went to a Little Brother show in Austin.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen them plenty of times.
Rapper Big Pooh.
Yeah, and so at that time,
outperform them.
Absolutely.
Period.
And so at that time, we looking at it and we're studying. I'm not even listening because they're my favorite. Like I'm not even
already knew the
appreciating what they're doing right now. I'm just like, okay, all right,
how you speak
to
people.
Interaction. We did all that.
Yeah,
we did all that.
Nah, listen, I was going crazy doing the acapellas. I'm sitting there throwing my hat off. I'm like, are you out your fucking mind? Like, you hear this shit that's going on? I'm all yelling at Skrills is there. I'm like, don't you hear this shit? Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Like, I completely lost my mind. Like I said, I became a fan after that performance, man. And I was like, yeah, we got to talk to these guys, man, for sure.
And thank you for listening for bars. Like,
come on, man. Like, yeah,
it feels like a lost art form these days. You know, far in between. You know, so I appreciate when people come up to me and is like, yo, that line you said right there, bro. I'm like, appreciate it, man, because
for real,
we just want people to be smart.
Somebody
for sure.
For the first time, somebody quoted one of my bars in an Instagram post, in an Instagram comment.
Come on, man.
And I was like, hey yo, for real. Yo, I was just like, hey, is this life right now, man?
Is this fame? I texted him. I was like, is
this what this looks like? Is this what was that on that Red Alert joint? I'm to the max on
Troop.
power lines. These rappers sounded like goof troops. Yeah. And somebody was like, yo. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
With the
but you missed
Thunderbolt
that
emojis?
first one. Yeah, exactly. I was like, they missed that Zeus bar.
Yeah.
Before.
He was like, listen, I appreciate the love and all that, but the Zeus bar before that, you know what I mean?
Why didn't you just quote the whole verse?
The whole verse.
You should have just quoted the whole verse.
Sometimes the verse got to be a layup, right? Sometimes
Right.
sometimes the first sentence or the second sentence got to lay up the last two.
Right.
And it's a beautiful thing when they do it.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
It was like, I'm God tier, I'm new Zeus. I'm to the max on power line. These rappers sounded like goof troops.
Yes.
Wow.
So you see how shit like that
What is Zeus
makes
throw?
me write the shit that I write. And you're like,
I forgot to press the other drop. The other one, hold on.
So now you getting into how we think, right? So we love entendre on entendre, entendre on like if I think I've gotten, we've both gotten up to maybe like 5 or 6 in one stanza. Trying to get to like 10. I want the first word to the last word to just the whole thing. If I can write a whole song, a whole verse, that's a bar.
Yes.
The whole verse is a bar. I'm gonna do it.
whole verse.
Yo, you mentioned the jazz influences and soul. Same thing. Growing up, gospel, neo soul heavy.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that for sure.
Heavy. So, pretty much, I think the first, like I said, Common, absolute favorite rapper. Yo, I was 16. It was the first album I ever bought. This was like 2006 or whatever. The Beat album that just dropped.
Fucking classic.
Produced by Kanye.
Classic.
And Dilla.
And Dilla. Yes. Can't
And
forget
so
Dilla.
I knew about Kanye. I did not know about Dilla until that album and that issue.
You was in for a treat.
And I'm like, what is this? And mind you, like I wasn't rapping at the time. This is the album that inspired me to rap. That album, that vinyl is on my wall and will always be on my wall.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yo, this man tells stories. Like everybody else, like, I was listening to Wayne, I was listening to The Game, I was listening to, everything in Houston and everything, New York. But it was like that was the first time anybody has spoke to me just as an individual. And it was Common.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy because I hear other rappers with that exact same story. But that Beat album, yo, I'm talking about from the doom, doom,
Right. That bass line.
doom, doom, doom,
Man.
doom, 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 doom.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, so I was working at Sonic at the time. I was cooking, man.
Yeah.
I was about to say, were you on the skates? I was like,
I was skinny back then. Flashback. Yo, tell you, man, Sonic was great, bro, because all them high ass cute girls were coming in after like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Yo, man, like it was like
Every track on that
I
album,
stayed in the
for
car.
sure.
I listened to that entire album in the parking lot at Best Buy. That's when niggas still bought CDs.
For sure.
In the car. Like twice. My food got cold in the passenger seat. Cause I didn't know what else to do. I was just sitting there and I played the album and I'm just like, I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Stuck.
I knew that album. I'm not talking about the songs, and he can attest to it.
Yeah.
Cause he seen me, and I remember Smee like a couple years ago. He was like, "Damn, like this nigga really knows all the words."
Yeah.
Like when I say I know that album, like literally back and forth. It plays. I'm gonna be 80 years old, probably with like all types of, ain't no telling what's gonna be going on. But play
that B album.
I'm gonna know every word.
That's dope.
That
That's
joint,
dope.
it changes perspective, man. And then like to know that, and then so like I said, then we discovered Dilla. And like Dilla, and it was just like you start linking all of these things, man. Like my mom, she would play like Jill Scott in the house all the time.
That's my wife.
Fact.
Dare talk about
Anthony Hamilton, all this other stuff. And I'm really not, but like all of my favorite music has this influence. And so when I first heard that, You Got Me with Erykah Badu.
With Erykah Badu and the Roots, yeah.
I was like, this is fire. The first Common song before the Beat album. Common was my favorite rapper before the Beat album because of Come Close, the joint that he made with Pharrell and Mary J. Blige.
He used to sing that shit all the time.
Bro. And it was like, and I told myself, I was like, I want to make a song that's as dope as that song.
Yeah.
That's Come Close. And I feel like we have, but it's probably another one. Yeah, Venus. Yeah, Fly Lovers is crazy.
Man.
It's Fly Lovers. But nah, it ain't Fly Lovers. Fly Lovers is a little rough around the edges, to be honest. That's really not a love song.
So you found out about Dilla from Common?
From Common.
That's
like,
interesting.
Like everybody else,
That's crazy.
Line
That's where
wired
you from.
the shit out of my computer. And next thing you know, it's pulling up Thessalonians. It's pulling up Slumville. Who is Slumville?
Oh,
yeah.
It's pulling up. It's pulling up Old Tribe. It's pulling up Busta Rhymes that I ain't heard before. It's pulling up all these artists that I haven't heard before that are working around this one individual.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you got this whole group, the Soulquarians. So them early 2000s, go, platinum. Every single person in that group of Soulquarians around Dilla and Questlove got a gold record sometime within that span of 5 years.
Yep.
Every single person. And then you get the, you know what I'm saying, who they was working with. They was working with Lauryn Hill, who already had them Grammys off the album. They was working with Jill Scott subsequently. They was working with Anthony Hamilton. They was working with all types of stuff. We got BRAWL, who and so that also got me into these vocalists.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, who is D'Angelo?
Right.
My mom was listening to this dude.
Yeah.
But now I'm like really like, no, who is this dude? Because his songwriting is crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm the only one in high school who knew Brown Sugar wasn't about no female.
Right.
Like, nah.
No.
Think that,
And it's crazy how that happens because our lives are almost parallel, but it's different, but it always aligns somehow, I learned about all of them a different way. So Jay-Z was my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Right? Hip hop wise, like underground hip hop, Phonte from Little Brother, hands down.
Hands
like
down.
he's the one who got me into just this writing stage where I have to say something, something that makes
Profound.
sense. Yeah, something that makes sense to anybody who might have gone through it,
Yeah.
because he just had a way, like he was saying with Common, he just had a way of speaking to me, and I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And so that led me into the producer they had, Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder is, that's North Carolina. That's where I was from. So
Ninth Wonder,
Ninth Wonder point me into the direction of the Commons, because he and then him and Jay-Z did on the Black Album.
Black Album did Threat.
Yep.
God, bro.
Drop Honey, Erykah Badu.
Yeah, so that led into Erykah Badu,
And
Jill
he got a
Scott,
Grammy
Music
for
Soul
it.
Child, and then the Soulquarians, D'Angelo. So that's
Eric Poison.
yeah, but I still had
BRAWL.
that bass style of Jay-Z in me. So when you saw me, I always had a hat on,
Yeah.
And you know, he had the what comic is this?
Yo, I used to rock the Kangol.
Oh, okay.
Oh, word! He used to dress like Common, you know.
Like it was Common and Tyler Kweli too. And I was already in the military. I didn't like the military cap. I was like, but like I didn't like fitteds because like I wanted to be different so bad. Like to this day, like I'll rock a beanie. I still got some fitteds. I'll rock really like a dad cap. Not even.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to be different. I was like, and then people be like, yo, why you rocking the Kango? I'm like, cause your hat ain't got no history. They used to be like, oh, I was like, yeah, I read books. And I'll beat your ass.
Yeah, I'll beat your ass.
Nah, for real, man.
Yeah, straight up.
And so you could tell like the apparent like the differences, but lyrical wise, like we always stay on the same plane. You know, we have something to say. You know, that's relatable. You know, whether it's us talking shit or a relationship, you know.
The freestyle circles molded that though. Really not even like the albums that we listen to, because we listen on albums more so probably based on the people that was around us. And then we got a chance to really mold what we like. But like high school, bro, like the Cypher circles in my high school, and I'm talking about, I wasn't even in Chicago, I was in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
And people are not really understanding it now. I think it's only one artist that they know right now, XV, and he signed to Warner Bros. He decent. But, like, there's a lot of talent, to include myself, that's about to come out of Wichita, Kansas, the middle of the map in hip-hop. And it's about to be crazy. Man, but them circles, yo, one of my homies, Big Sam, he's down there doing his thing right now. We went to high school together, and I would just get in a circle. I spit my little thing because I was just getting into writing. Yeah, you know, some bubble gum.
Hey girl, I love you. Put nothing above you.
Yeah, you like yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Right,
He
right.
a couple years older than me. He'd go in and he sounded like Mos Def and Jay-Z.
Okay,
like he like his freestyle was crazy. I remember there was a rumor going around with one of the huge college athletes, this basketball player, man, but he was like jacked like a football player.
Yeah.
And this girl put his business out and was like, yo, his shit is small.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like, yo, so Sam was in the circle and he was spitting against the homie Phil. Sam was like taller than me, probably a couple inches. Phil was like 5 foot something. And he was like, how the fuck I'm going to lose against a rapper that's smaller than Collins Wee Wee in the whole school?
Yo.
Not the Wee Wee.
Whoa.
You, the whole
That's
school.
funny.
And I was like, oh, I got to get better.
Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. that was when I got exposed to it. And then going to Chicago, it was crazy because like that was just bars. And Kansas going to Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago gave me that soul influence. That
style.
lyricist, that finesse, that you know what I'm saying? Like ain't no Chicago rapper out here ain't got no finesse. I can even say out of the trap. I mean, drill is drill because they call it drill because it don't sound like trap. Like drill got a finesse to it.
Right.
They singing them hooks.
Yeah.
Right.
That's that shit I don't like. That's a chant. They singing that. They not rapping that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every single Chicago rapper you can probably name right now is kind of like sing-songy a little bit. All the way to the Brat and freaking Twister. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
that's true.
Rhyme Fest, all them cats,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Like the OGs out there. Like, man.
Yeah.
So that's where that influence came from.
I remember when I was like fanning out a little bit when, of course, this is like when Drake's run was like going crazy.
Yeah.
And during the Take Care, the creatings of Take Care, he was trying to get Phonte. He
gave him,
on the project.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was trying to get Phonte on there. But story has it, rumor, I don't know if it's true or not. Birdman shut that down and was like, backpack rap doesn't sell. So that track didn't make it on Take Care.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And that wasn't even the first Drake album. This is Take Care.
This is Take Care.
Like
This is
the Drake
arguably
album.
Drake's best album.
The Drake album. Like that's great.
So you could imagine if Phonte would have jumped on
that would have been
a track from 40.
People would have been like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Yep.
And then little brother, and then little
open up
brother,
a whole different. Yeah, man.
Or like a gem here that was dropped here.
Man, appreciate that.
Thank
for
you.
real, for real.
You know
what I'm saying? And it's home now. You know, it's 5 years, and it's like I said, we've been embraced by it. Yeah. But we had to create our lane. We had to create a niche. Mm-hmm. And you know, saying we do get a lot of brushback because it's like y'all not from here. You know, who is these cats? But you know, what I'm saying, it's like we let the music speak for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, what I'm saying, outside of that, it's like I'm not about to. You know, if I'm gonna go in a room and act like I own it at all times. Exactly. It don't matter if I'm on stage or just networking and just meeting anybody. That's not gonna change because again, we know what we bring, and it's not just rap. Yeah. We have a whole system. It's a whole media company behind this. We got, you know what I'm saying? It's vocalists, it's instrumentalists, it's a whole band that we put behind this, like the Roots, inspired by the Roots. And we in there rehearsing every Tuesday again. Wow. So it's like ain't nobody in there putting in them hours with us. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? They saying a lot, blah, blah. It ain't about you. It ain't never been about that.
And that's just more than rap.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even in like Space Tape, like we did a lot. Like we did 3 episodes where we're acting in them. I wrote those scripts out. I wrote the script for Space Tape. All the sounds effects and everything. That's him. You know, totally. We do so many other things than rap. Yeah. Right. And the product is there for y'all to listen to and view on a higher scale. You know, so it's not really we do get backlash, but it's not the Ego EP is not in response to that. You know, we hear it, but it's not. It is. It's just coincidentally.
It's coincident.
Yes, it's very
divine timing.
Yeah,
if you will. It's
Perfect
really
timing.
interesting, man.
So now we could talk our shit.
We are making this album. We write. So you heard the Venus joint. Right, and it's dedicated to self-love, black love, black women. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just like, black women don't get talked about enough. We gonna salute them. We gonna celebrate them. We come from black women.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You can't love yourself as a man. I just read a meme that said, the first time you met God was when you met your mother.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's
Fuck,
like
I wish my computer didn't die, man. That was a drop, man.
You didn't even expect it to get that deep.
Man, damn, that's a gem.
Yo,
and he's right.
That concept is Venus. That's why we called it Venus, the goddess. You know what I'm saying?
And all those songs are just praising women.
For real. Yeah. And we having fun with it as rappers, as MCs, definitely.
And then Space Tape was the bridge because we had already thought about doing Mars. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Right. We did Space Tape to connect. We were already doing Space Tape, but then it came to us like
half the songs of Space Tape was done by the time Venus was over.
We was like, okay, we're gonna do Mars now, and Mars is gonna be. We had to explain it to the listener, you know. So if to make it real quick, in Space Tape. We're in space, and if you want to know why we're in space, we did those 3 episodes. If you watch those, you'll get the whole story. Right? So we're Space Tape. We're in space. We're going to Planet X to meet the celestial being. The celestial being, we get there, and he's saying the Earth is it's unstable or something like that, right? So you need to go back to Venus and then go to Mars, right? So Venus, that's why we went back to Venus and Space Tape real quick because we already did it, a whole EP of it, right? So that's why Orbit and Intermission.
And it's a physical thing, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as in conjunction with the alignment of the planets, you know what I'm saying? Earth, third rock from the sun, it's between Venus and Mars.
Yeah.
So that imbalance of male and female, and for us, that imbalance is dialogue. And so it's always, you know what I'm saying? Earth is that green zone. So when physicists are like, oh, every star, right? They probably got to run. Every star we see probably got like, hella planets around it. For real. They do. But what they look for is this little green zone, depending on how big the star is. Yeah. That's where Earth is. So according to how big our sun is, our green zone is right where Earth is. So Mars could have been a green zone at one point. Venus could have been a green zone. Mars was what happens when you're all the way from the green zone and you barely got an atmosphere. Venus is what happens when you're too close and you got a runaway greenhouse effect. So it's
opposites, really, and it's stuck in the middle. Exactly. So that's why we went to Venus real quick. Our music is what our us talking about the beauty of a woman, all that stuff. Yeah. We touched on that real quick. And then Mars, we need to go to Mars because that is where the male perspective can come to spotlight, which is something that we don't do.
No, we don't. Right. For sure.
Especially for the black man. So it's about truth and vulnerability. That's what the celestial being says. So going to Mars.
So we in this Mars album, it's gonna be covering aspects of same thing as Venus. It's just gonna be a relationship, but you know what I'm saying. These conversations are now gonna be had after each song, cause we going from everything from doing toxic shit, getting your heart broke as a man, breaking hearts, like you know what I'm saying, actually growing, learning, understanding, like hey,
self-reflection, all that, mental health
for sure.
Yeah,
it's
so truth
crazy.
and vulnerability on our part is to speak on those things that we've been through.
Yeah,
as black men. The relationships, the toxicity, we've been through that. So it's us to be more vulnerable than what we've already been, because if you go back, our catalog is our life.
Right.
Yeah. This time around, we're going to be more vulnerable to be like, damn, like they really went through some shit. Like, man. And also be lyrical. Like it's a tough job. Like it's tough to do. But we going to pull it off. Sure. Once Trap comes out, y'all gonna be like, okay, who the fuck are these niggas?
Yeah. Mars is the one though. Mars is the one. We're
taking our time with it.
We told our engineers and the producer we work with, and it's just like, what's the goal? That's typically a question, like, what's your target with this? Which that's a dumbass question. I hate you're an engineer and producer. Stop asking me that shit. Cause the goal is to sound dope and do dope shit with it, like,
for sure,
at all times.
Yep.
All times.
What are your projected goals with this?
Yeah. We're taking our time with this one.
Give me the beat.
and we've got a lot of songs. Like between that, like we just have a lot of songs that we could put out as singles. Like we've just been cranking so much.
I want a Grammy with this.
Yeah. So with Mars, we're really trying to gear it towards a Grammy. I mean,
I want motherfuckers to understand that, like, yo, I want it to be Grammy nominated from the bedroom, from the office, from the studio that we do it in.
Yeah.
Our studio look exactly like this.
Yep.
At the crib, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying, that we go and get it.
Yeah.
Like that's just what
that's
it
the
is.
standard that we're at.
We're not, and it's crazy because we was talking about, San Antonio and everything, and the artists and everything that's going here locally, and that shit is cool, but it's like we haven't been here mentally for probably about 2 years.
Yeah.
Since we dropped that, not even before Space Day, I would say after Soul Physics, it was like a realization of like, oh, not only can we do this, but we can structure an entire album and then work people around it. It's so many vocalists on Soul Physics, it's crazy, but it don't never sound like a run on. It's just like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
And so we haven't really been thinking about the adversity here in the city, right? Because like he said, like since after Soul Physics, we've just been in a whole, and we've had this conversation, like we feel like we're just in a different space. That's where Space Tape came from,
and it would have been that way regardless.
Right? And it's no disrespect to anybody.
Sure.
That's just how we feel.
Yeah.
And we're entitled to feel that way because in this sport, you have to have some type of ego.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You have to. We've had the conversations though, and being in the military, like, again, like I grew up in Wichita. I bounced back and forth from Wichita, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He came from Raleigh, North Carolina, I think Jersey for a minute. And so, but being in the military, we traveled, I mean, that's 8 years gone. He was in a little bit longer. And like, you're constantly moving. You don't really belong to any one place anymore. And so to be a hip hop artist, you look at most hip hop artists, unless some random SoundCloud rap, but even still, like, your city is usually, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of artists can come out of the city and the whole city just back them, like, yup, that's him. That's the one. That's the rapper that we back. Like that represents our city.
Yeah.
We can't do that. I ain't been home. I ain't been in Wichita in over 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I ain't been in Chicago in years.
Wow.
San Antonio is the only place where we've been, like he said earlier, and like for this long in the same space, making music. And it's just like, yo, imagine if we also had a conversation. If we imagine what it would have been like if 10 years
we never
ago,
got
we could have
separated
been in the same city and just stayed there and worked on the craft, especially in a city like DC.
Yeah.
Right.
DC did a lot of molding for us that we weren't ready for. A lot of people, you can ask anybody in the art industry right now, a lot of cats do to say that interview. DC is one of the hardest crowds on the planet. At least in America, everybody is scared of a DC crowd, especially with rap. You got to impress.
Right.
Like if DC will boo you. Get off. Yo, you a bum.
You had to come with it.
Damn.
You had to come with it.
That's whack, yo.
Yeah.
Bogus. Man, they don't play. They don't play. So we met each other and we became MC Square the same year Wale got his deal. And that same year, J. Cole dropped that verse on the Miguel joint. And J. Cole just
the Power record.
Power Trip.
Yeah, Power Trip. Yes, Power Trip.
And so like it was just like a lot going on in DC. Miguel was in DC for a little bit, but it was a lot going on. It was like, and it was still cats on the underground moving in DC. Logic was just coming up out of Prince George's County when we, you know what I'm saying? So we going to these shows and we seeing all these influences. Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Man,
Median was there.
Kev Brown.
Yeah.
The whole camp with them cats. Yo, like You the Earn. It was like that whole what is the name of the group? I forgot Kev Brown's group. But
Low Budget?
Yeah, low budget.
Yeah.
Man, all them cat Camber. We on a track with Camber. We on a mixtape with Camber.
Like that's
so like it was just like a lot of motor. And I just wanted to make sure I gave that shout out to DC, man, because it was just again sharpening skills.
Yep.
Them dudes fire.
So for any of the creatives that's watching this and seeing what y'all do in the adversity that y'all have been through, was there any advice that y'all would give to them?
Work on your craft until you know what you got. Like for real,
And
like
study.
work on your craft and study. If you're a rapper and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is
don't
my
know the
favorite
Cold
rapper.
Crush crew, you don't-
Okay, cool. Why is he your favorite rapper? Because he sound good. That's not a good. It's
not good enough.
You know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sign you.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't read. How you gonna rap and you can't read? This is a verbal sport.
Ooh.
Yes. You have to be smart.
Now, you know, somebody might sign you, give you $1 million, blah, 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 yell and mumble and stuff like that, blah, blah. But it's like, I mean, to a certain extent, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to listen to. But if you really want to be in a place where you are competitive, no matter what, be better. Just get better. Whoever your favorite rapper, figure out them cadences, figure out them lyrical pockets, figure out why you like it. Is it the beat? You might be a producer and trying to be a rapper. So it's just like, yo, you gotta figure out like what you bring into a room, so that you don't walk into a room looking like a fool when you go in there and they just like,
And be versatile. Like like be Shao Kahn of this shit. Like that's how I feel like I am. You know what I'm saying? Like and he'll tell you like I was so against doing trap beats, right? Because I just was like I can't do that. Like
I wasn't.
You know, right?
I was ready.
What song was that? Elevate. Yeah, I spazzed. Like, man, he even told me, it was like, dude, you a rapping ass nigga. I'm like, but stuff like that, you know, it just builds your confidence. And you know, now it's just easy. A trap beat is lunch now. So it's and it's also, I say in regards to studying, like that's what I did. Like I was like, all right, like I have to, you know. So I started listening how Drake finds his pockets, or you know, 2 Chainz, Future. And it's like, okay.
And them dudes are masters at the craft.
Yeah. And then you just apply everything else, the lyricism, and the words will come. And then you're just like, oh, okay. And you know, from there it's easy. Yeah. But it's also kind of hard, you know. It's not gonna be easy.
Fact. The KOD album helped. Significantly. Significantly. KOD album, and then that last album Joey Badass dropped. One of the last albums, because I was like, oh man, these lyrical dudes, but they on these trap joints, like crazy. Dave East, who I consider to be like really lyrical, hopped on a trap joint and was like an 8. And I was like, hey yo, like nah, like this is.
I think KRS-One just did one too recently.
What?
Like
it was on YouTube. I saw it.
Something crazy. Yeah,
that's what I mean. I be watching random shit, bro. It's crazy. Just study. Like that's really all I can tell you.
The musicality doesn't change. It's just the energy. You know what I'm saying? And so when you are able to your bars as an artist, as a rapper, it's just like in any instrument. Imagine picking up a horn and doing that shit for 10 years straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're going to figure out like, oh,
what is it, 10 years or 5,000 hours?
I'm saying
something like that.
Yeah,
10,000 hours.
Rhapsody
10,000
said
hours.
it.
There you go.
I love telling people that. Rhapsody said it in one of her interviews. She was like, yo, if you ain't did this for at least 10 years, you ain't did nothing yet.
Yeah.
And I texted him. I was like, well, we got 5 more to go.
That was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And we just
reiterate
hit
that
10.
to Mazi all the time. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, you got to understand, Mazi's world for 10. We got to be prepared to do this for 10 years
Facts.
before we expect anything from it. And
You know, and that's not saying it's going to take 10
no,
years.
no, it's not. But we
You
got to be
always
prepared
gonna-
to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Even in the military.
be
You know what I'm
committed.
saying? Boom, there's some more advice. I was in the military. I was a knucklehead, getting in trouble at all times. I didn't give a damn about what was going on in that military, yo. And one of my old supervisors brought me in. I came in like 20 minutes late for whatever reason. And he like, let me sit you down. And he was like, how do you approach this? Like, how do you look at this whole situation, this whole organization? I'm just like, I'm in the military. Y'all tell me what to do. I put this damn uniform on, come to work. He was like, all right, cool. Let me tell you something. He was like, in that office over there is 3 sergeants that have been sitting there for 11 years. In that office over there is 4 sergeants getting ready to retire. That's 19 years. In that office over there, your immediate boss and me, he was like, I've been in for 8, and that person has been in for another 10. He was like, but you've been in here for 3 months. And think you about to come in and change the whole situation and the whole process. He was like, when you come into something and you're serious about it, like you're 100% dedicated to it, and you want to make a difference, you got to approach it like you're expecting to retire from it. That's how you get better at a job. Any skill, you walk in there and you approach it like you're getting ready to retire from it, like you plan to retire from it. Period. And that's the only way we approach hip hop.
Since day one, even after I told him I was after we put out our first mixtape, that was it for me. Like not it, like I'm done rapping. Like that was the all time high. Like because I've always wanted to come out with my own project.
Yeah,
you know. So everything's past not space tape. Soul Music 101. It's just been icing on the cake. You know, you just continue to do this. You know, without having to. You know, you set your goals. You know. You just take it one day at a time, you know.
That's crazy. And then thinking about, I never thought about that before. Like I said, we never had a team of people around us at any point other than outside of LSR. But when that, you know what I'm saying, broke off when we became MC Square, there was never a team. We have a team now, but I'm telling about like now means like in the last 3 years, 3-4 years that we had a team, which is like our band. And then we just got our manager last year. We've never had that team, and so we've never had cats like, you know what I'm saying, we were always moving. Yeah, we weren't out performing, like we was working. So we made mixtapes, but for a good 4 years we did not perform. We performed maybe one-offs by ourselves wherever we were, but like San Antonio was that place where we first performed. That was
Retox
Bar right around the corner from the crib. You know what I'm saying? Then Jack's Patio Bar. And it was like, yo, remember when it was 5 people in the crowd?
Wow.
Man, it's that persistence, man. It was just like we really had to like mold who we were, and that was just ours.
And it kind of worked to our advantage, if you ask me, because there's always a method to our madness, right?
For sure.
Soul Music 101 is our first mixtape, Soul Resonance, and then Graduates of Soul.
Facts.
Even though we weren't like known, you know, we were giving it to people who knew, like our friends and then friends of friends. We were working off of word of mouth, really.
For sure.
Right? But in that time of making those mixtapes, you know, like he said, we were just crafting, studying, getting better at concepts of whole albums, you
That's
know.
why it's called 101.
Exactly. So we felt like we couldn't call ourselves MCs just yet, even though we would call it MC squared, right?
Sure.
Still have to respect what that means, you know,
because that holds weight.
Exactly. So those 3 mixtapes, and that's why Graduates of Soul was called Graduates of Soul and Soul Music 101. You know, we felt like we were students still.
Gotcha.
Right? After Graduates of Soul, like he said earlier, it's time to make albums now.
Yeah.
You know, we feel like we're MCs now. We have to uphold that.
For sure.
And we've been doing that since then. You know, you have to come with it, especially in this sport.
You have to come with it.
For
sure.
I like that.
For real.
That's a great way to wrap it up.
That's
man.
a good way to
For
wrap
real.
it up.
Good way to wrap it up, fellas. I mean, for the people that's
What else y'all want to talk about?
no, for sure. Nah, this was great, man. This was lovely.
No.
Now listen, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man, and telling us y'all story for sure, man. Let the people know where they can find y'all at if they want to, you know, tap in and get y'all's music and Things
That
like
one?
that. Yeah, that camera right there.
Oh, for sure.
That's all right. I'm gonna talk to both of them.
For sure, for sure.
You can talk to both of
See
them
if I can get cockeyed real quick. You can find us at the.real.mc2 on Instagram.
The real MC2. You ain't even got to put the dot.
Yeah, you
just
don't.
type in the real MC2.
It'll pop up.
Yeah, we pop right up.
Facebook. Nobody uses Facebook, man.
I hate Facebook.
It's dying. So
yikes.
And then the YouTube, MC2vibes.com. That gives you the link to everything.
Right.
You know, Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, all that. So
We haven't got on the TikTok yet.
I'm working on it.
Listen, I'm not on it either, but you know
we're
what I mean?
working. You know,
we'll see.
We not gonna be doing none of them lame ass dances. It's probably just gonna be a bunch. Of
I ain't doing no dances.
You saw Smeeze? That's funny.
No,
Nah, that's funny, man.
We'll figure out our lane on TikTok at some point. It's just it hasn't.
It'll happen.
Happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
That's
right now,
social media manager. That's that's what happened.
Yep.
Yeah. See, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Maria, you hear this? She gonna hear this and be like, yo.
Which camera is she in?
I feel like she's in the room at all times. I don't know why.
Content.
No, she's a good ass manager, bro.
man.
Shout out to Maria.
She
Like,
puts it down
because of her.
she holds everything down. You know, making
having
sure
a
everybodydy's in place. You know,
sure.
You know, keeping everything organized. You know, because like he said, we've been doing this by ourselves for years. You know,
Yeah.
so to have this team, you know,
asking me questions.
Yeah, all questions go to her.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
That's what. Yo, we need a manager, bro. We
Appreciate you, Maria.
Nah, listen, appreciate y'all for pulling up.
Thank you.
For sure. Y'all be sure to check out MC Square at a town near you. I'm sure y'all gonna be on the road soon. You know what I mean?
Well, yo, thanks for having
Come on,
me.
man.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Nah, for sure. Thank
You'll
y'all.
definitely be back for sure.
Yeah, definitely be back whenever. Like I said, whenever y'all got a project or anything y'all want to talk about, just knock on the door, man. We got you.
Cypher Project 2, Season 2 also, they're going to be on there.
Shoot, Ego drops April 1st for the fools.
April
you know?
1st.
For these fools who thought they was fooling us.
It dropped April 1st.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wait for that Cypher to come.
Yeah, first
Yes,
2-man
the
setup
first time
here.
we've done it.
Yeah,
wow, really?
y'all the first duo here on the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to fuck with Supreme Innovation. It's another duo
Yeah.
out here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Working. Them boys working, bro.
All right.
I'll definitely check them out. Tap in with them,
LIT
man.
and Apollo Black, bro. Them boys working, bro.
Okay. Hell
Tap
yeah.
in with them, man, for sure. Soul in the Cut, Skrills. Y'all know me, by the way. If not, I mean, y'all see the hat and all the other stuff. Thank y'all for tuning in. Obviously, y'all are watching.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man.
Notifications.
Yes, hit the notification bell. Be sure to also on the podcast, write a review on the podcast. Let us know what y'all think of the show. And y'all check us out next Monday. Y'all be safe.
Every
man.
Monday.
Every Monday at that.
We'll be here every Monday. So.
Absolutely.
Every Monday.
Y'all take it easy.
Peace.
Peace.
Maserati.
So focused, I just need some meaning to my name. Plus, I'm cheating with these codes. If you thinking it's a game, that's real talk.